What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to another episode. This should be episode 3. Last episode, we finished we started the 2025 first year player draft. We picked the first pick in the draft, and we ended the episode there. And in this one, we are going to finish up this draft and ultimately this season, as we are in our second year in the Mobile Bay Bears franchise. Still not playing in the major leagues yet. We are slowly getting our way there. This next offseason, we will add our final 2 teams to the franchise and get one step closer to our first opening day in the major leagues. But this episode, let's go ahead and finish the 2025 first year player draft. Now, if you remember at the end of the last episode, it wasn't a whole lot to this draft, I'll be honest. It was a pretty weak draft. We picked, can't even remember now. I want to say like 11th or 12th overall, something like that. Maybe it was like 13th or 14th. But anyways, we have had one pick, and now the best players left are considered 2.5-star potential players. So a very top-heavy draft and not very deep. I'm going to get one pick that probably has 2.5 stars worth of potential, and then we're going to get into the 2 stars. Not saying that these can't blow up in future years and develop into studs, because that can happen. But the point is these are not very highly sought after prospects. But nonetheless, we do have 19 more picks we need to make. I will spare you guys with all of the details of me trying to find these hidden gems. I will give you the recaps of who I pick and kind of my thought process behind them. I can probably already tell you that there's going to be 2 or 3 really in-depth looks at the next, at these picks. And then after that, I might be drafting just based off of personality, really. I probably won't anticipate these guys to develop into much, but I definitely don't want to have bad personalities in my minor league system. So we will get to it, and we will see what we can come up with, see if we can find anyone that we think is underrated, and get these guys in the next couple picks, and we'll get this draft done. So let's get to it. All right, we are going to go with a pitcher here in the second round. Like I said, there's not a whole lot to choose from. I narrowed it down to 2 players, and ultimately, I'm not completely convinced of my decision, but he's got the better profile for a pitcher. Mr. Miguel Syme Jr. Not terrible traits. He's got good leadership ability and intelligence. He's going to want a lot of money, probably, and his loyalty is not very high. But he does throw 98 miles an hour at 18 years old, so that's pretty solid. Pretty good profile, though. Does lack a little bit on the control side, but other than that, is not a bad potential profile. The other one I considered was a lot different of a profile, but is a two-way player. A second baseman, third baseman type player. It looks like decent little bat. Can field his pitcher position extremely well, although that doesn't matter much. He's a ground ball pitcher. Again, his profile does not scream pick me, right? But if there was ever a player that you feel like might develop into a better profile than what he is suggested to potentially be, is a player that has the personality traits that this one does. He's high leadership, high loyalty, high adaptability, high intelligence, low financial ambition, and he's very vocal in the clubhouse in a very positive way, and is a true or is a real student of the game. So I almost picked him on that alone, but I ultimately just decided to go with the better profile. And I'm not against two-way players, but they can get expensive very quickly, very quickly. And he's already committed to the University of Louisville, so the bonus demand was pretty high. Not that it matters to me right now, but even then, we may not even get him at $4.8 million. He might still go to Kentucky, or excuse me, Louisville. So you don't want to waste the pick either. But ultimately, I just felt more comfortable with my second pick being this profile. Doesn't have bad traits either. You're just going to want a lot of money eventually, but hopefully we'll be in the position to give him that, and he does develop, assuming he does develop. So I am going to draft Mr. Miguel Syme Jr. or Simi Jr. I don't know how you would pronounce that. Whoever thinks they could pronounce that, just let me know in the comments, and I'll try to remember to uh, pronounce it that way next time. But I am not good with names, so we'll just call him Miguel Syme for now. But yeah, that is my second pick in the 2025 draft. Miguel, welcome to the Mobile Bay Bears. All right, well, ultimately that was a good pick, I guess, for the second round, because in the third round, Mr. Boston Kellner is still available. So I think it is a no-brainer that we pick him. That was our other option to pick in the second round. Again, not the best profile, but me hoping that all these good personality traits can stem to him being better than what his profile suggests he can be. So just me being, having wishful thinking. But yeah, like I said, if there ever was a guy to develop into more than what he is projected, it is a person with the personality traits that this guy has, I would think. So in the third round, a very easy pick for me, Mr. Boston Kellner. Welcome to the Mobile Bay Bears. And in the fifth round here, we're going to actually go with what the scouting director recommended. I thought about a couple other guys. Who was it? Sorry, I forgot who I was looking at. I think it was him. Yeah, it was this guy, Dylan Atkins. He's another lefty. I thought about him. Doesn't really have a personality, though. He is a fly ball pitcher, and ultimately, I just didn't really feel too good about him. The scouting director actually recommended Grayson Bowles, who has a little better profile. 4-pitch pitcher, another local kid as well, out of here in San Diego, California. No bad personality traits, and it says he fits in well. Decent stamina, so honestly, he might be a back end of the rotation guy if he develops fully, but not a terrible pick, I think, considering what's left. So I am gonna go with what the scouting director recommends. And Mr. Grayson Bowles, welcome to the Mobile Bay Bears. And that is the first 5 rounds. And I'm going to be honest, guys, I think it's going to get pretty slim pickings. So I'm probably going to just continue on and finish these last 15 picks. If anything comes out of those 15 picks that I feel is interesting, I'll let you guys know. But other than that, I really won't bore you with the details. And if you guys want to see that in the future, we can go through all 20 rounds. But I'm trying to spare you guys with the the boredom of these 1 and 2 star prospects for the next 15 rounds. Because it's probably going to be kind of boring for me to pick because they're all going to be just terrible. But anyways, I'm going to finish this up, guys, and then we will get to the rest of the season and start the off season. All right, and the draft is concluded. Nothing really interesting popped up. Like I figured, guys, it was a lot of just good personalities that I was picking. Nothing at all that I expect to develop, but you never know. I guess we'll see in about 4 or 5 years' time if something comes to fruition of the 2025 draft after the first 5 rounds. But just to recap those first 5 rounds, the first pick was Kason Cunningham. Again, wonderful contact and decent gap power. Doesn't have a lot of home run power, but we're hoping maybe as a middle infielder he can provide that, lead off or number 2 hole hitter that can get on base and steal some bases for us. Got great speed, so really excited about his future and to see what he develops into. 19 years old, just turned 19, so hopefully a year or two in rookie ball, and then he'll start working his way through the minor league system. Second pick was Miguel Syme. Good profile, 3-pitch pitcher, decent stamina. The only thing I question is his control. Hopefully, the scouting director has that wrong and it's a lot higher than that, but chance you gotta take. You guys remember there wasn't a whole lot available in the second round. The only thing that else was considered in the second round was Mr. Boston Kellner, who we actually took in the third round because he was still available. Two-way player, not a great profile for pitching, not bad one. Not a great control, but his leadership traits or his personality traits were outstanding, and he can play a decent second or third base, it looks like, and hit decent as well. Decent little hitting profile. Nothing that's like off the charts, but he could hold his own in the major league level, so you never know. But he was our third pick. Our fourth pick was Mr. Jackson Baker. Nothing to scream about here. Very similar to the Mr. Miguel Syme. Low control, but decent other pitches and some decent personality traits. And the last pick that we'll go over again is Mr. Grayson Bowles. Nothing crazy, but just a solid all-around potential with no bad personality traits. I did give them all of the offers that they requested or demanded, so didn't have to worry about lowballing anyone or anything like that. Money is not an issue, so I'm just going ahead and offering what they want and calling it a day. But the second ever draft for the Mobile Bay Bears is in the books, and we will move on to the rest of the 2025 season, and let's see if anything good comes in the off season. We're going to add 2 more teams, and let's see what international free agents we can get. But let's go ahead and get to that. And we have made it to the 2025 to 2026 off season. The Atlanta Braves won the 2025 World Series, and it looks like Gabriel Moreno hit 351. Unbelievable as a catcher. What a year. 351 with 14 homers and 89 RBIs. That's a pretty solid year as a catcher. Very well. Led the league. Luis Arias had a solid season as well. Expected. He hit 328. Seems to be the norm. Kyle Teal, another catcher up here. Man, there's some catchers that are up here. Not bad for a major league minimum guy. He hit 314 with 11 home runs and 61 RBIs. It's pretty good for a major league minimum. So is this guy, Wyatt Langford, who hit 312 with 35 homers and 118 RBIs. Very, very good season. Mr. Austin Riley with the league leading 47 home runs, hit 284, 118 RBIs, just continues to put out a solid career. Absolutely love Austin Riley. Braves are, well, now the Miami Marlins, Marcell Ozuna hit 43 homers of his own. It's like the Braves sent him to the Marlins or let him go to the Marlins via free agency. Alright. Let's see. Julio Rodriguez led the league in WAR. He also won the 2025 AL MVP, 43 homers, 123 RBIs, hit 275, had an OPS of 932 and an OPS plus of 159. That gave him a 8.1 WAR. Francisco Alvarez of the New York Mets has won the NL MVP. Another catcher. Man, the catchers have shown out this year. 39 homers, 109 RBIs, and hit 302. Led the league in 404 OBP, on base percentage, and led the league in slugging percentage at 609 and had a 1.012 OPS. Absolutely ridiculous. 7.9 WAR. Just another fantastic catcher. Just out of nowhere. Played 128 games and won the MVP with 39 homers. Very good season for him. Let's go over to pitching. Max Fried, no surprise, won the 2025 NL Cy Young. Good to see the Braves kept him. Jacob deGrom had another good season. Even though he is fragile, he did get 33 starts in this year with a 2.88 ERA, going 12-6. Spencer Strider finally went over the 300K mark. He did have a 4.11 ERA, but went over the 300K mark. That hasn't been done in a while. Great season for him. And nothing else kind of jumps out. Camilo Duvall led the league with 44 saves and 48 last year. So pretty good to lead it 2 years in a row. Nothing crazy there though. Nothing crazy on the pitching. Nothing out of the ordinary at least. But yeah, that is the 2025 season. We now move into the 2025 to 26 off season. I have assigned some players to the development lab. No surprise here. My top essentially 6 prospects are all getting assigned our first ever overall pick that I renamed. He is getting assigned to the player development lab. Gonna work on his contact quality. He did have his first season in rookie ball. Nothing to write home about. Hit 242, 8 home runs, and 17 RBIs and 132 at bats with a 120 OPS plus. So not a terrible season, but definitely want him to improve a little bit going into his 19-year-old season. William Schmidt really struggled this year. He had a 7.29 ERA in rookie ball with 7 starts and 21 innings pitched, so definitely not ideal. Going to work on some things in the lab with him, hopefully to improve his control. And then obviously I'm going to add Kason Cunningham and Boston Kellner to the development lab since we just drafted them. Vicente Jasso is our number 1 overall prospect and Major League Baseball's number 8 prospect, I think. Still in the international complex, probably for another year or two. Hopefully just one more year, and then he can go into A-ball and see what we can do. See our rookie ball and see if we can't get him through the minor leagues and get him to the MLB, where he is probably going to be a perennial Gold Glover, hopefully. Also added Camiel Decker. He is a third base prospect in the international complex. Not a bad profile. Could be a really good first baseman, but ultimately wanted to work on his contact and see if we can't get that going. But that is the development lab, and we will continue on through this off season. I gotta add 2 more teams. We are going to add our AAA team and a DSL team, and then that will round out our minor league system. So without further ado, let's get to that. All right, and the final 2 teams of our minor league system have been added. We added a DSL team, the Mobile Bay Bears DSL, put them in the South Division of the Dominican League. We will start adding players to that as well to fill that team up. I only made 1 DSL team. I know some teams have 2. There's no right or wrong way there, I don't think. I'm probably just going to go with the 1. I think 1's plenty. With the International Complex and the Dominican Rookie League, I feel like it's hard to fill 2 of those. I shouldn't say hard, it's just you don't need 2 teams, in my opinion. They're nice to have, but again, not something that you necessarily need. If I want to add 1 later, I can. But I just feel like 1 is probably going to be enough. All right, additionally, I added our AAA team, and they are the Hattiesburg Razorbacks, located in Hattiesburg, Mississippi. They are this is a auto-generated logo, which I don't mind. Don't really like their team colors, but again, don't really mind it. I will go with the auto-generated stuff for this, just because it doesn't bother me if it's right or not. I kept the mascot. I did change the city again to kind of make them more geographically located, closer to the Mobile Bay Bears. Hattiesburg is a couple hours north in Mississippi, so it just made sense for me. Yeah, that is the final team that is added to the Mobile Bay Bears organization. We are a complete organization now. A major league team, AAA team, double A team, high A team, low A team, and then the 2 rookie leagues, the Florida Rookie League and the Dominican Rookie League. So excited to be at this point. Now we need to go into our international free agency of the 2026 preseason. It's January, almost preseason time. So 2025 to 2026 international free agency. The signing begins today. I have simmed ahead to that day, and it is time to peek in on what we have available and see if we can sign another top prospect. All right, we have quite a few options here. It's a pretty good class of several potential 5-star prospects and some 4.5 stars. So let's take a look here. I don't know if I want to go position player or pitcher. Again, I am more inclined to sign pitchers. I love building a pitching staff. But also, I am not naive to the fact that those pitchers, especially at 16 years old, tend to wash out more than they tend to work out. So, really, any of these international free agents. But nonetheless, let's go through these and see what we got. Mr. Emmanuel Belul. I don't even know why I try to pronounce names at this point. He is from Venezuela, as well as France. That's weird. Pretty ridiculous profile. So that's tempting. And he's durable. Man, this is very tempting. No personality class. Well, he's got high adaptability, but no real known personality class. He gets frustrated easily, though, so don't like that. Left-handed hitting first baseman. Celso Battisella. Doesn't run at all. Average, below average first baseman, but is going to have a very interesting bat. Doesn't really pop out at me though as a prospect. Right-handed pitcher Luis Castellanos. Love this profile. Love his intelligence. Very smart. Has a good academic track record. And could have a white collar career, so I like that very much so. A little low on the stamina, but I could probably get over that considering this profile. Okay, let's go to Albert Castillo, another right-handed thrower. Pretty much a bullpen guy, very bad personality traits. Not even going to be on my radar, so we've eliminated that guy. Let's look at this center fielder. Well, this is a very interesting profile. Work ethic. Is going to hit for contact, power, gap power. Got good speed, good outfield. So definitely like him. Bats righty. They call him Daffy. Daniel Cesares. Third baseman Edgar Cerda from Nicaragua. Very interesting defensive profile. Isn't going to run at all, but his bat is very interesting. I like him. Good adaptability. I do like the second base, third base, and shortstop flexibility there. And that's a pretty dangerous looking bat, I would say as well. Alright. Man, we keep finding guys like this, don't we? Guadalupe Cordero, a first baseman, but probably a DH if anything. I just don't know if I could go all in on the DH. But a very interesting bat. Very, very interesting bat. Julio Jaramillo, another first baseman, durable, very below average bat, or excuse me, below average defense, solid bat profile. Oh man, can we not get leadership on this too? Absolutely love this profile besides the leadership and loyalty. But he has good intelligence. Dude's gonna be a freaking stud. Travis McHugh from Australia. Interesting. That one's going to be tough to say no to. Nelson Molina, a ridiculously high profile pitcher. However, he is fragile already at the age of 16, so that's just a huge, huge red flag. Alejandro Robles, kind of a mediocre second baseman. Good bat, though. Not crazy about that guy. Let's get this guy. Braden O. Leadership, loyalty, low intelligence. Means he's not too smart, but man, look at that profile. A switch hitting center fielder. Realistically, he's a corner outfielder. That's tough. This is going to be a tough decision, fellas. We just looked at Alejandro. Alright, look at these last two guys here. Frank Canchola, a catcher. I'm going to go ahead and go no on him. I don't mind him, though. He's a decent catcher, but I do not want to sign two catchers in a row. Whether that matters or not, I don't know. Just a personal preference. Another pitcher. Extreme ground ball. I like this profile. I don't like the fact that he's a two-pitch pitcher, though, so that is unfortunate. All right, let me go through this and think on this and see who I want, and then I will let you guys know what I decide. All right, we have made this kind of process of elimination, and we've kind of been left with this guy, Mr. Edgar Cerda. Extremely above average bat, no question, and above average fielding. Is not gonna steal any bases or do anything on the base paths. So, that's kind of the thing we compromise on. I love the infield range and the error and the arm. It has a decent double play rating and is going to be able to play second base, third base, and shortstop. So a really good value for us to position wise. And if that bat develops, he's going to be able to be plugged in just about anywhere on the infield, and could also play first base at 6'4". So pretty good utility for us and an outstanding potential bat. So I think we will start with him, and if I can get anything left over, I will. I have 5.7 this year, so we will see. But I know it's going to take more than 3 million to get this guy. So I'm going to up it right off the gate at 3.5 and see if we can't get him quickly and have money left over for someone else. But yeah, let's see what we get. And we did get Mr. Cerda. We locked him up, and that was a very, very huge win for us, because once we locked him up at that original price, it left us $2.2 million left over, and that's huge for us, right? We only spent 3.5 million on him, and that gave us money to go after a couple of more prospects, and we did do that. I simmed ahead after offering some more prospects, and we did get a shortstop, Mr. Juan Cardenas. Uh, really liked his versatility. As you can see on the right hand side, he plays multiple positions at a average or above average rate, or will potentially play at those above average rates and has a very solid potential bat. Don't really know about his personality a whole lot. It does say he is intelligent and well spoken, so I like that. I don't have the greatest scouting on him, but kind of one of the best players left that I could afford. I think he was wanting 1.6 or 1.7, and we went ahead and offered him 2 million, and he took that, and that left us 200,000 left over. And we did offer one more player, so we locked up 3 players in this international free agency. It was a starting pitcher, a lefty. Nothing to write home about. I honestly just picked him because he doesn't have anything bad on the personality, and he's durable. So maybe he develops into something. I don't know. We'll see. Doubtful, but I had $200,000 left over, and money is not a problem right now. So I went ahead and just went and offered him just because. But yeah, so we had a pretty successful international free agency this year. Last year we only got the one player, although it is a top 10 major league prospect. But this year we went ahead and got 3. And I think that Mr. Serta is probably going to be up there. Definitely the top 100, if not top 25 or top 10 prospects in MLB. And I wouldn't be surprised if our other signing um, is in the top 100 as well. I mean, that's not a bad profile. It could potentially get into the top 100, so we'll see. I know for sure one of them's going to be. So definitely improved our minor league system here. It'll be several years before they are even in our actual minor league system and not the international complex, but nonetheless, we have selected those 3 guys, and now we move on to spring training in the final season that does not include the Mobile Bay Bears or the Salt Lake City Saints in the Major League Baseball schedule. So this will be the final year without us, and then next year, next off season, we will do the expansion draft. I'm super excited about that. That is going to be a lot of fun. Hope you guys stick around for that. That'll be in a different episode, probably the next episode. But until then, we will sim ahead. I will get through the spring training and the first part of the season, and I will probably just go ahead and sim to the first year player draft, and then um, conduct that, and then we'll go to the off season and do the expansion draft. So the next episode will include the draft, the first year player draft, and probably the expansion draft in both episodes. And then we will get to Major League Baseball after that. So I appreciate you guys watching. It's been extremely fun up to this point. I know there's a lot of nothing going on to you guys because you're seeing this and you're not seeing all the behind the scenes works. It is a lot going on. It's not too bad, but it's just a lot of back and forth. So it's been a lot of fun. I am extremely ready for Major League Baseball and just to play a major league schedule and not have to do all the back and forth. But I have enjoyed trying to build this minor league system from the ground up. Absolutely have enjoyed it. But I appreciate you guys sticking around through this first few episodes before we get to Major League Baseball play. There's a lot to do up until that point, and I'm just trying to give you guys the whole journey. But again, thanks for watching, and I will see you all in the next episode. Have a good day.